Ready, type ready in the chat. Type ready in the chat. Let me back up from y'all just a little bit. If you ready, type ready in the chat. Ready, type ready in the chat. And we finna hit it. All right. So welcome in everybody. If you are a freshman, because we don't meet no strangers over here, and you like, I don't know who this handsome bearded young man is. But nevertheless, my name is Matt. They call me a CEO coach, which is nothing more but a business coach that focuses on the business owner. One of the new things I've come to add to what I do and what I tell people who I am is that I am like the king of making you 100K, the king of helping you quit your job, the king of the stand stove plats. So if y'all ever see somebody with a stand stove plat, they likely got it from me. It's some people that I made some money. It's some people that done made some money. But I help people make a lot of money. And I'm the consistent person with helping people make money. You heard me? You feel me? Okay. Now today, we always do a live teaching Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can find me live on TikTok, on IG, and on YT. Okay. So we screaming on YT. You can watch the replay on YT. Um, so listen. We're doing a teaching today, and our teaching is going to be based on we do these every week, and we make it a three-parter. We make it a three-parter. So this three-parter is about development. What I named it is how to develop into a six-figure earner. This is gonna get real deep. It ain't the overly sexy stuff. Listen, you're not watching marketing. You're learning. Somebody put in the chat, whether you on replay, whether you live, learning over marketing. We starting already. This ain't even one of my points, but we starting already. Learning over marketing. You got to be able to split your time. When is the time where I'm watching things that the investment is for them to teach me? I'm talking about from them to me. So right now, the investment is for me to teach you. I got videos that market to you. I'm teaching to you. You get what I'm saying? Now, teaching is a part of my marketing, but until I hit you with that CTA, I'm teaching to you. Then you got times where you watch marketing and you can watch it from a skill set perspective, like, let me see what's happening, what's tracking out there. And then you got when you working. I just had to throw that in there because some people be like, what's the other one? You working? Okay. So listen, y'all got to make sure for my people who live, y'all tap the screen, y'all ask y'all questions. I already got one question. It's not really relevant to today, but chosen, stay here, hold that question, copy it if you can, because when I get to questions, I want you to ask me that question again, okay? All right, so we're going to go over 3 points today, though. 3 points. These are super important. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I got to just let this soak in. Mark, what's up, baby? I got to let y'all soak this in real quick. What's a great way to say this for it to hit y'all like I wanted to hit you? Okay, let's start with a story time going into it. How to develop into a six-figure earner, but it's deeper than that. Let me let y'all know. Oh, this gonna be good. I just thought of the story. So y'all know I have the story where I told y'all about one of my partners, right? We weren't from the same hood, but he was what's a good way to put it? Well, I can give it to y'all straight. We wasn't from the same hood, but one of the gangs affiliated with my hood, he was in that gang. Y'all got it? Somebody got it in chat. He wasn't from my hood, but one of the gangs that was affiliated that built my hood, he was one of them. So we was already cool, but that made us even cooler. Because you couldn't do nothing to him at school without me getting involved. You couldn't do nothing to him at school without me getting involved. You couldn't do nothing to me without him getting involved. Okay? So listen. So I remember I told y'all the story about how we spent our summers differently. We both was talented. It's so good. It's so good. I want to see if y'all catch this. I got to slow walk this thing today. It's going to be hard. We both was talented, yo. But the difference in between our development was he got, because he spent more time in the streets and I spent more time playing ball, or working out more rather, by the time it came down to the season to play ball, when the games was happening, I was in a different position than he was. Now, he didn't have what was bad, but the brain blowing emoji, if this hit you, he didn't have what was bad, but he caught a disease. Y'all know what that disease was called? The disease called normal. He was normal. I'm hitting y'all already. He had uncaught that bug. The bug was called normal. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. So nobody complained about his play, but also nobody celebrated it. Nobody criticized his play, but also he didn't get no. When we did awards, he didn't get no awards. We used to do what's called $100 handshakes, where it was a hill. When we walk out from our high school, you walk up the hill, they'll shake your hand. And when they shake your hand, they'll have money in it. So depending on how you played, because they were gambling on the game. So depending on how you played, dudes from your hood, dudes, from your, you know what I'm saying? They'll shake your hand and they'll slide you money. So I used to get slid a lot of money on some nights versus he wasn't getting slid much. He was shaking hands, but he wasn't leaving with nothing in it. Somebody say why? He had what was called normal. He wasn't normal. His work ethic was normal, so his results became normal. Listen. So this was something I learned. Because I didn't participate in normality. I didn't participate in normality. Which means in the summer, when he did what was normal for kids from where we were from, you go to work out, and then you spend your summer, you hollering at a girl, you over a chick house, you chilling with the bros, you know what I'm saying? You running the streets at night, you trying to get some paper in between. I ain't do that because I ain't want to be normal. So I spent my time running hills. I was out in the country doing extra workouts. I was working out with the college. I would leave my high school football workouts. I would go to track workouts. I would watch the basketball players work out. They wouldn't let you work out with them. I would watch them work out. I would go to the midday workouts for the college players who were still in town at Southern Miss. You get what I'm saying? Because you could get access to what's called a pain center, and in the pain center, you go find somebody in there working out. You might find a couple cats in there getting ready to go pro. You know what I'm saying? Even if it wasn't before a week or two. So I spent different time than him. So y'all know that story. But here's something y'all don't know. Matter of fact, this your first point right here. If you taking notes, this your first thing to write down. This your first thing to write down. This your first thing to write down. This statement right here. There are doors to rooms behind success. I'm going to say it again. There are doors to rooms behind success. Say it with me again. Remember, this ain't normal. Even I ain't talking to everybody. So I'm glad there's 6-7 people in here. And it's 2 people on IG. That's a lot of people to get it. There's a couple on YouTube. Everybody ain't gonna get this because this ain't for everybody. They don't tell you this on purpose. It's kind of pointless. I'm going to say a few things y'all don't believe, but I'm going to say it anyway. There are doors to rooms behind success. Let me break that down. Because somebody like, Matt, what that meant? What that meant. But because I worked out more than the other kids, so I already forsook normal. It's normal to just come to the school workouts. Now I'm gonna get me a trainer. I'm gonna do my trainer's workout. I'm gonna go find out. I'm gonna go seek and find the next level. Come on, somebody. That's number 2. That's number 2. That's like 1A. I want y'all to write 1A. You have to seek and find the next level. One A, you got to seek and find the next level. Is not given to you. You have to seek and find it. That's why it looked like we did it overnight. You have to seek and find the next level. So one is there are doors to rooms behind success. Number two, you have to seek and find the next level. Let me break that down to y'all. When I went looking, I just used to go to Southern Miss campus and go to the pain center. I didn't know who would go be there working out. I may just find some dudes in the gym and I would just get a workout in with them. So here's 1B. Here's 1B. I told y'all this was going to be a lot and it was going to be fast. You can't be afraid to ask for more. 1B. Somebody write that down. You can't be afraid to ask for more. You can't be afraid to ask for more. While I'm going to the pain center, my thing I remember in them summers was I wasn't ever afraid to ask for more. Like I'm asking, like, what y'all doing? Can I get in on their workout? I didn't have a no. I didn't know what no was. Most people, you will mess around and not do something because of no. I didn't have no in my system. I had asked. You get what I'm saying? I had asked. And if them boys told me no, I would watch. Man, it's so good. This so good. So there are doors to rooms behind success. That's one. 1A, you got to seek and find the next level. 1B, you can't be afraid to ask for more. 1C, man, this so good. 1C. 1C is when you get the invite, you can't miss it. 1C is when you get the invite, you can't miss it. When you get the invite, you can't miss it. So all my life, y'all, my access to the next level, what's up, Coach E, was a series of these things. This how I've always found the stuff could nobody else find. Is I knew there was doors to rooms behind success. Meaning when you in the room, it's a door. In every room, it's a door. It's another door in there. Even if you ain't never looked at it. Because see, some of y'all, you only settle for getting in the first room. So that's like some of y'all who, and listen, this is not a bad thing. Majority of y'all I'm talking to right now, where you at is you want to make money. I got people who they only misunderstanding to me coaching is they make some money and they think that's all I do is help you make a little bit of money. It's kind of unfair, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong, right or wrong in the chat. It's kind of unfair for me to tell you that ain't even really what I do. That get you a passport, but that ain't even where the flight take you. Do help you make money, but the money is the passport. That ain't even really be like people. Am I right? Right or wrong? That ain't even really why I take you for real, for real. Once you with me, you like, oh, this different. The money, the passport. You can't come, you don't make no money because you ain't gonna even understand what's finna happen. You ain't gonna get it. You literally not gonna get it. You're not gonna understand. So you got to start making money because if we know you can make money, then you can come sit in this room that you're not even finna be able to talk in, but you ain't there to talk. You there to listen. Come on, somebody. So listen, there's doors to rooms that's behind success. You have to seek and find. 1A is you have to seek and find the next level. 1B, you can't be afraid to ask for more. 1C, when you get the invite, you can't miss it. Here's back into my example, and we're gonna go to some other ones. Here's why that hit like that for me, right? When I was working out with them boys, right? I'm working out, and I'm at the Pain Center. This was when one of the players from Southern Miss invited me to a spot on a Sunday in the country because I didn't have a car at the time. I lived by Southern Miss. I lived in between Southern Miss and I lived in between my high school. So I could walk everywhere. So I'm like, all right, he invited me. He said, you can get dropped off, you can ride with me. I said, all right, I'm going to ride with you whenever. He said, all right, meet me back here. Boom, 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 boom. Y'all, guess what he took me to? He took me to where all the D1 athletes, players that played at Alabama, Auburn, Florida State, Florida, Miami, Tennessee, LSU, Southern Miss, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. He took me to where these cats worked out at every Sunday and they played ball against each other. Now, let me hit y'all with a result because some of y'all only understand results. You don't really understand development yet. That's why you here. Because some of y'all like, okay, what does that matter? Okay, you out there with some ballers. What did that do for you? Baby, by the time it was time for me to play a game in high school, it looked like I was a college player playing high school kids. They couldn't stop me. I knew how to do stuff other kids in high school didn't know how to do. Put some fire emojis in the chat. And this is how I became dominant. So it was, but you put me on the field, coach, I was on a different level. Now, think about this. If you're a kid that didn't see all of that, what do you say to yourself? I just want to be like him. Hey bro, I'm trying to figure out how you, when what you don't understand is how I got what I got. I got it from a door that was in the same room we was in. You just never went and knocked on that door. Hey. And you want to know why? Because even right now, some of y'all, this boring to you. You want to know why? You normal. You normal with next level dreams. But you're not really interested in going to the next level. Why? Because the work is the part that ain't sexy. The seeking and finding the next level, that ain't sexy. The you can't be afraid to ask, that ain't sexy. Oh, you mean tell me I gotta ask people for stuff? Yes. Then listen, when you get the invite, you can't miss it. You would have been you would have been out with the bros. You would have been chasing some tail or some meat. You would have been out there trying to see a man by the horse. You would have been watching TV. Because you gotta remember, it wasn't never that this didn't get tested. There was things I couldn't do. It didn't matter what it was. I couldn't miss the invite. Here's where it get even deeper. It's not that you can't miss the first invite. You can't miss none of the invites. Ooh. You listen. The only way, because once you get there, the only way you go get respected is if they learn your name. Some of y'all ain't even showed up enough for the folks who matter, who can take you to the next level to know your name. They don't know your name. They don't know your name. Come on, somebody. They don't know your name. Why? You ain't never around. You ain't never, listen, you ain't never around somebody who him, somebody who hurt. I end up going around people who became hims, hers, dudes that's pro baseball players now, dudes that's NFL players. Y'all hear me? Then somebody say, "Where was you at?" I got in the rooms. And then when I was there, I wasn't afraid to be the worst on the field. The first month I was there, the entire month of June, I'm the worst there. I'm the worst player out there. Do you know what made the difference? Showed up every Sunday. So here's a big difference. Some of y'all, you're going to show up one Sunday. And that's all the results you got. I showed up every Sunday. There's a difference. So I'm 4 to your 1. Think about this. I'm 4 in to your 1. I'm 4 in to your 1. Because I knew other cats who would come out there. I saw a cat one time. I know we both play high school ball. It's 2 cats I know. They out there in jeans. You know what I'm saying? Tall tee. We were wearing tall tee back then. Tall tee. They got the chain on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm out there shorts, cleats. They like, bro, you brought your cleats? Nigga, I'm kicking the pussy. They were like, you ain't gonna get nothing off, though. I ain't got to. I'm running whatever route them boys telling me to run. I'm covering whoever them boys telling me to cover. Why? Because the dude who finna be covering me come September ain't gonna be. This dude a 5-star play for Alabama. What you talking about? They do right here. This dude right here, just listen, go get drafted by the Patriots or something next year. Oh, man, I'm talking too. Do y'all even feel me? I'm gonna go on with the rest, but I don't know if y'all even. I'm really slimming down the room to see who really want to know how to get there. I'm slimming down the room to see who really want to know how to get there. Who feel it? Now, all right, let me give y'all some other examples, and then we'll go deeper into the teaching. Let me give you some other examples, because you may be like, hold on, man, you said you did that multiple times in your life. All right, so I did that. During the season, cats wouldn't watch film. They ain't know nothing about watching film. So this is another ball. I would watch film with the coaches, like my position coach. I wouldn't say nothing. I just sit in the back. They would forget I was there. So I would learn defenses. I would learn plays. Y'all, I learned so many plays that when our quarterback got hurt, and our quarterback got hurt in the backup was sick the same week. So we had to take one of the receivers who used to play quarterback, put him at quarterback. Guess who told him what every play was, y'all? But I gotta remember, I played with another running back, and I'll never forget. My coaches didn't really like me. Well, my head coach didn't like me a lot for some reason. But he also put in offenses that wasn't for me. But anyway, I remember that was the game I played more. The man never showed me any favoritism. Once again, he didn't hate me. He knew I was a dog, but he wasn't out here, and he my guy. Anyway, get what? Played so the man treated me like royalty that week. Why? Because I had to tell the quarterback to play. He didn't even know I knew all the plays. Like, not just my plays, through the pay. Like, we would call a play, I say, and I would remind the cat sometimes, I say, listen, remember, I gotta run across you to get the end. And he was like, why? Because the protection slide that way. That's why you throw the slant. He said, okay. I was looking at me like, how you know this? Once again, there's doors to rooms. Okay, listen, when I was in ministry, right? When I was in ministry, I would call an armor bearer, which essentially like a bodyguard. You can do like some little stuff here and there, but once you get in like high ministry, like there's bodyguards. Like if y'all ever watch, here's how y'all can tell who an armor bearer. If you ever watch TD Jakes preach, when it back up, look at you will always see a dude. You'll see multiple of them if you catch the right angle, standing in front of the pulpit. Like the crowd looking this way, he looking that way at the crowd. He'll armor bearer. What you don't know is he's watching y'all as y'all watching Jakes. Listen. And what you don't know is he know more about you than what you think. He know when you go to the bathroom. If you go to the bathroom, say he know how many of y'all move. What? Cause get what? That's what I did for a couple years. That's what I did. And listen, I just want to let y'all know if y'all. That might be a little too deep, but we here today. Let me tell you something. If you don't think demons and robbers are real, listen, more stories for another time. But just know, it things always happening that when you think you safe, you just never know. You don't even know. You don't even know what was finna happen today. Anyway, so I was used to sit in rooms with high profile preachers, and you would learn. Because guess what? I'm in the room, but I'm so quiet. I'm so just there for the job. I get to hear and I get to see how they move. To where all you see and understand is church. I know how church money move. I know how much it took a person to get there. I knew who was sick. I knew who had passed away. I knew who was the past list. All of that. Because I'm in the room. Another situation, right? My director, my DM, when I'm in sales, y'all hate your job. You don't hang around the leaders enough. I always, if there was an opportunity for me to smoothly be in the room, I want to be in the room. I sat in so many rooms, y'all. I end up sitting with my CEO all the time. This the dude, the CEO of the company. I would have never knew what he did every day. What everybody thought he do every day, didn't nobody know. I done got with the man so much. One day he told me, because I asked him, and you got to ask the right question, because you ain't only get one. I asked him, as the CEO of, a multi-million-dollar company, what do you do on Monday? Specific, I asked him, what do you do on Monday? And you know what he said, y'all? And I would have never knew. He said, I go to court. Every Monday? He said, well, the thing that don't nobody tell you when you run a multi-million-dollar company is everybody suing you. I'm like, so you go, he said, I haven't missed a Monday in court the entire year. He was like, so when this dude tried to rob the store, yeah. And he said, such and such hit him. Yeah, stopped him, police got him. Court. He was like, when y'all fire somebody for doing blah, 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 boom, boom. Yeah. Court. He was like, everybody don't take you to court, but you always in court. This person stole money from you, court. He was like, you got to think, it's 52 weeks in a year. He said, I go to court probably 40 out of them 52 weeks. He was like, but you got to think, them just 40 situations. But that's how court work. The court ain't open Monday every day. So I go on Mondays. And I was like, I would have, how many of y'all didn't know that? How many of y'all you like, I would have never thought of that. I would have never knew. But it makes sense. How many of y'all that makes sense to you? When you run $1 million company and you got all these retail stores, you got stuff that happen all the time. This fell on somebody's foot. Because remember, everybody not taking you to court. That's an analogy. But 40 people gonna take you to court within a year. You get what I'm saying? We had a lot of stores. We had, hundreds of stores. Well, no, because I ran almost 100 of them for the man. You get what I'm saying? I ran like 60, 70 stores for the man myself. He going to court for stuff I'm involved in. I don't even know. Different. Yeah. He was like, it'd be boring, but he was like, you got to know every situation. It's your business. He was like, so while y'all are making the money, I'm protecting the money. He said, my whole job, hey, Asia, is to protect the money y'all make for me. How many of y'all that mess with you? He said, I hire talent like you to make the money. He literally told me that. He said, I hire talent like you to make the money for me. He said, that way, all I got to do every week is protect the money. I don't make, when he told me this statement, I make no money in my business. You do. Changed my life because I never looked at, I'm looking at it as I'm working for him. That day he made me realize you really working for you. I just so happen to own it. I own it. I protect the money you make me. But you really making your own money. And I was like, hey, yo, which made me look at everything differently. It made me look at everything from that day, I looked at differently. But I never would have knew that if I didn't get in that room. To this day, y'all, what I'm building now, I'm building Beat Life so y'all can use it Y'all can make your money and you can keep paying money to keep using it. Don't want to really be involved, but to a certain extent. So y'all special. But in a few years, it ain't gonna be my face on the building. You're gonna be able to walk in it, get what you need, walk out. And that's how we make money. You're gonna be able to log on, log into it, make money. And listen, y'all. Yeah, we on live. I can't tell y'all that. I'm finna tell y'all something. If you was in this Saturday's growth class, you saw it. How many of y'all saw it in the Saturday growth class? Shanae, you saw it? Annette was in there, you saw it? How many of y'all saw it? I showed it to y'all. Tina, you saw it? Hey, all right, play with it you want to. Play with it you want to. Play with it you want. Listen, so development, for those of y'all coming in, y'all know we do our Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday teachings. Today's teaching is on development. So I gave some gems first on how to get to the next level. And there's a door. Number one is there's a door to rooms behind success. 1A is you got to seek and find the next level. 1A is you got to seek and find the next level. 1B is you can't be afraid to ask for it. Can't be afraid to ask for it. Once you're seeking it, you got to ask around. 1C is when you get the invite, you can't miss it because you're missing what you don't even know exists. You're missing. You didn't know. I didn't know all this stuff that them people done taught me in them rooms. I ain't know exist. I ain't know. Okay. Now my tag, my hook for today is how to develop into a six-figure earner. So I want to give y'all these are tangible. There's three ways, or there's three things to develop. And we talk about, well, let's start like this. Life development, type life development in the chat. Life development in the chat. Don't mess this up. What I'm finna give y'all, life development in the chat. Everybody ain't gonna get this, so you gotta be selfish today. You gotta be selfish today, because this ain't, what I'm finna give you ain't none of this popular. Ain't none of this sexy. All right? Life development. Number one to life development, the thing you have to develop is your mindset. Number one to life development that you gotta develop is your mindset. Each one of these, I'm gonna tell y'all how you develop it. I shouldn't go this deep, but I am. Let me tell y'all how to develop your mindset. Because some of y'all are, okay, Coach, man, how do I develop my mindset? Number one, you need to start reading books. I don't care if it's an audio book, ebook, you need to start reading books. When I want to outgrow my market, when I want to go to the next level, I read a book a week. I shouldn't give none of y'all none of this, because this get deep. You got to start reading books. The first thing I do, I read a book a week. All this stuff is stuff that ain't sexy. That's why don't nobody do it. And that's why you start making money that the other people ain't making. That's why you start getting things other people ain't making. You got to start reading a book a week. The number one thing to developing your mindset is you got to start reading a book. I like reading a book a week, even if it's an audio book. Even if you got to listen to it, most audio books ain't nothing but 6 hours. You got to listen to it. And after you listen to it, what you got to do is go back and get the paper version. And you don't even have to order the book. There's a PDF of it likely when you bought the audio version of it. And you can read while you listening to the audio. Said promoting reading is a good thing. Yeah, a lot of people ain't gonna do it though, Marshall. You already know. There's stuff in books that ain't on video. And what I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you without turning this into a Beat Life class. There's stuff in books. that ain't on video. And you're processing your mind. Okay? All right. So that's the first one. When you want to develop your mind, you got to start reading books. That's the first thing when you say, I want to develop my mindset, you got to start reading books. Here's the second thing that you got to do. First thing is you got to start reading books. The second thing that you got to do, you got to start doing activities you've never done before. Put that down. This is how you change your mindset. You got to start doing activities you've never done before. This grows your faith because there's a part of you that doesn't understand that you can do things you haven't done because your body gets used to it. You're not, when you're developing your mindset, you're not really fighting against everybody else. You're really fighting against what you used to. Some of y'all think you can't run, and your body can obviously run. You join a run club, and what you find out is that they have layers to the run club. They got the walking group, and then they got different times to the miles or the mile group. They got the joggers. When you walk long enough and you start walking with them, you're gonna see somebody that jogged, and you like, you know what? I've been out here so long. I can start jogging. I can at least jog 1/4 of this. Then you jog 2/4. Then you jog 3/4. Then you jog the whole thing. Next thing you know, you start to think to yourself one day, probably can run 1/4 of this. So you jog 1/4 of it. I mean, you run 1/4 of it. Then you run another fourth. Then you run a third fourth. Now you don't ran the whole thing. It was just slow compared to fast runners, but you ran it. You literally can do stuff you didn't know you could do. Somebody said steps. The difference is you've never taken the steps, or you're not in that environment. Chastity kept putting proximity in here. So you end up now, because you did that one thing, you end up thinking you can do other stuff. Man, I'm messing y'all up. So sometimes success, if there's listen, listen, I'm gonna take y'all back to this example. I told a cat one time when we were working out. I told a dude, he said, "Bro, you so fast." And actually, now that I remember, I didn't tell him because he was like, "Matt got to be one of the." He was young, but he was like, "Matt got to be the fastest cat on the team." We was like, "Nah, like not by a long shot. Like we got at least 2, 3 dudes faster than him. He's impressive and fast." He was like, "But he way faster than us." Because in the morning workouts, he always finished. We used to run what's called 110s. So it's from the goalpost to goalpost. Nobody could ever finish in front of me. You just couldn't. A dude told another dude one day, he said, "You actually faster than Matt." He was like, "No, I ain't. I've never finished in front of him." He said, "You haven't ran as many of them as he has." Listen, still do this to this day. He said, "You haven't ran as many of them as he said, "What you don't understand is Matt goes to track practice. In a race, he know against really good 400-meter runners, he not gonna win. But yet he runs the 400 with one of the best 400-meter runners in the state every day." He was like, "But why he running if he not gonna win? Because 110 yards is less than 400. So in he's running a 400. So he's just running as longer than you is. You slow down at about 50 yards. He don't even hit full speed into about 60 yards because he's just more shaky. Still to this day, I used to tell cats this in corporate. I told them before we left. I said, "Listen," I said, "y'all all think I'm a better salesperson than you," and they was like, "Well, you obviously is. You the top in the country." I'm like, "No, I'm just faster at no than you are. They were like, what you mean? You get told no, you got to think about what to do next. I already know what to do next. You get told no. I told myself no. It's no. When y'all try to sell, somebody tell you no, you don't have a thing to say after that, dude. Because I practiced being told no. I went through 90 no's. I did it 100 times to get 90 no's to find the 10 yeses. So if I say this to you, I don't think that's gonna work. Oh, that's cool, boom, boom, boom. Oh, you right, boom. So for every sale or for everything in your life that you've been rejected from, I still have. Why? Because there it is. You don't know how to handle objections. That's all it is. You get told no, you got to get over your depression. You got to get over your discouragement. Listen, nope, nope. I'm not better than you. I got to it faster than you. I'm not further ahead of you in life just by, no, I just chose to keep going. Did it more days than you did it. I read more than you read. Activated it more than you did. So in your mindset, you got to read a book. You need to do activities you've never done before. Why? You need to increase your confidence. You need to increase in your faith. You get what I'm saying? Your number 3 to mindset, if it's reading a book, if it's activities you've never done before, number 3 is you have to purposely stop doing something at least every quarter. You have to purposely stop doing something. I say something. Or if y'all want to phrase it like this, you got to quit a habit for sport. You got to, y'all problem is you try to face all your habits at one time. So it take you longer. If I do one habit a quarter, I quit 4 major habits that changed my life a year. You still working on all your habits all year. You doing too much. I do one a quarter. Okay, I'm gonna focus on 3 months of not drinking sodas. We used to call it the first 10 days, Fred. Listen, I'm gonna focus 3 months on not drinking soda. I'm gonna do 3 months of quitting junk food. I'm gonna do 3 months of walking every day. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do 3 months of not getting up late. It has to be something negative because we already think negatively. Your thing is you don't confront negativity. Some of y'all, you have this thing that makes you, is likely growing up is how you reacted to it. You don't confront conflict with health. Come on, somebody. Number 1 was reading a book. Number 2 is activity you've never done before. Number 3 is you got to quit a habit for sport. You have to literally find a habit just because and quit it. Why? It builds up your tenacity. So how an activity that you start is positive, but some of y'all, you do not know what to do with negative energy. You don't know what to do with it. So you can set a goal, but you can't overcome objectives. Also, you can't defeat yourself. Some of y'all, when you face yourself, you lose every time. But if you can beat you, come on, somebody. Now you don't have a problem with discipline nor consistency. Why? You already did it in your mind. So when people say, I just need to be consistent. The reason why I don't always say that to y'all, I don't say much back when y'all say that, is because I know something you don't know. I just don't be feeling like explaining it to you. You ain't quit nothing. It ain't that you can't You just have not intentionally quit nothing in a long time. You ain't intentionally quit. Even though you know intentionally quitting does stuff for you. I watch these videos all the time where people say disappear for 3 months. You know what they did? They quit. All they did was quit going out. They didn't quit living. They didn't quit going somewhere. They quit going out. All them people is learning the same thing we all learn. I'm just spending money going out, and I really don't want to be here. So you just quit going out. And we all know, man, I ain't know how cool it could be at the house. I ain't know how cool it could be spending my nights at the gym. Until what? Stop going out. Starting something is not the same as stopping something. You're only 100% of you. Some of y'all, you can't get new stuff in you because you ain't never got rid of the old stuff. Just like some of y'all with time, you like, I just need more time to work on my business. You know what you ain't did? You've not quit anything. You got to take something out of the schedule. You ain't quit nothing. And you have to practice quitting. So when when an opportunity come up, and the requirement is for you to quit doing this, I'm already in quitting shape. I'm already in quitting shape. Why? Because I know how to do it. Boxers, UFC fighters, they lose weight to make weight for the fight. Somebody say, oh, how they do that? They do it all the time. Already in shape to lose weight. Some of y'all, if you had to lose an amount of weight in time, and listen, when you like this, I'm gonna say this and we gonna go forward. When you do this wrong, everything that got a time on it, you never get that blessing. So there's literal blessings God have already set in many of y'all paths. But the reason why you feel like you're so far behind is because you're not where God wants you to be. The reason why is because God is doing his part. He already set the stuff up, but you lose everything that takes time. Why? Because you don't know how to shed the weight to make sure that you make it on time. You carry too much. Some of y'all, you carry your mama, your grandmama, and them, your brothers, your sisters, your kids. It's so many of y'all I talk to, you carry in the whole family. Y'all never go break that curse. Because you the person that's meant to break the curse. But because you won't quit over caring, because some of y'all care from guilt. You care so much from guilt in what you do in your life that you never make it. Everything that's meant to be there on time, you never make it. Everything that's like, hey, you got to do it in a week, you don't make it. Why? Because you don't know discipline. You don't know how to quit nothing. You don't know how to tell people no. You don't know how to stop doing this for a week. You know, it's so many of y'all that your focus is because you smoke. Some of y'all, you smoke away your energy. Because you don't do it just because it calms your nerves. You would be more recreational than that. Some of y'all smoke because you don't like facing darkness. So you lay in it. And every time you need to move fast, you can't. Yup, or you drink. Yeah, you can't. You can't move fast. It's a bunch of y'all in the spirit, you can't move fast. And your goals, you can't move fast. It's some of y'all, you should have been one of my top clients. You know, I connect with you. I speak to your spirit every time you see me. You don't know why you still ain't did it, why you still ain't paid the money, or why you still ain't activated it yet. You don't know why? Why? You too slow. What's 525 now back in December was $150. What happened to you? You too slow. Some of y'all knew me before Days knew me. Days all out there and gone and can I shared on threads today. I said, listen, you got to know when you hit a goal. I said, I went international from what I already got before I can even go international. I said, my Wednesdays are just about empty because one Wednesday client is in France, in Paris, and the other Wednesday client is in Ghana, in Africa. Somebody said, "Come back. You not how you do that? What's the difference between them and me? They faster than you. If I tell them to do something, they get more of their money back faster than you do. Why? They do it, and they do it faster. They do it more consistently. Okay. So mindset. You got to read a book. You got to do activities you've never done before. You got to purposely quit a habit. And it can't be too many of them, okay? All right. Y'all ready for the next one? Put time. I feel like we're going to run out of time. So we got to go a little fast. We got time left and we got family left. Somebody put time in the chat. Time. All right. So, and remember what we talking about is life development. How to develop into a six-figure earner. And that's really just the hook, is really deeper than that. In time, time don't really have 3 points. Time really have 1 point. In time, you got to respect it. In respecting it, if you got to put a sub by that, you have to do everything early. Time is really how you respect it. AKA, you got to do everything early. I'm gonna teach y'all a trick. How many of y'all put not in the chat if you not a morning person? Meaning you don't do well in mornings. I'm gonna teach you a trick. Come on, y'all roll it out real quick because I want to get the family. Put not in the chat if you not a morning person. I'm gonna teach you a trick. It's real coaching. If you not a morning person. I'm going to say something my morning people may already know, or they just better at this already. Listen, you do not have to get up earlier, especially if that's not the way your system works. What I do, my morning routine from 5 to 7, which is 2 hours, should be what you do from 10 to midnight. And we will technically, if I get up at 5 and you get up at 7, I'm not in front of you. Put the brain blowing emoji in the chat if that ain't never hit you. Yeah, whatever I do from 5 to 7, you do the night before from 10 p.m. to midnight. And when you get up at 7 and I get up at 5, I'm not ahead of you. We both at the same time. Okay, so like this, right? My 7 to 8 routine, I get my kids up, they do their morning routine. But what I do, I make sure they clothes ready because I don't let them leave out here looking nowhere. I make their breakfast, and then I make sure everything is packed in the car. If I don't want to get up until it's time to drop them off, instead of doing that from 7 to 8, from 11 p.m. to 12 p.m., I make their breakfast to where you just warm it up. Is it leftovers? Yeah, but that's your sacrifice. I could get their clothes and hang them up by their door. And I could take my bag that I leave out with in the morning and I already have it in the car. You just do it at night. The thing you lack with time is intentionality, which derives from respect. You don't respect the time. Because if you did, when you have time, you would already do it. You just do it before I do it. That way, no matter what, my 5 to 7 is your 10 p.m. to midnight. Now, I got some even deeper tricks that I gave Tiff, but y'all follow Tiff. So all y'all see Tiff that just put ADHD routines, y'all follow her because she gonna have the content on that and she gonna be helping y'all, especially all y'all that got ADHD. But that's just one trick right there. Your nights is my mornings. It's you wasting time that prevents you from manifesting in time. Do y'all not understand the number one key to manifestation is timing? So everything that you feel like you deserve, you forfeit when you don't manage your time. Mm-hmm. How many of y'all is hitting you? I'm going to say that again. Somebody need to write that down. Listen, everything that you're not intentional with your time concerning manifestation, listen, Everything that you feel like, oh, I feel like this is supposed to be for me, but I ain't got it. It's an equation and it's an equivalent to time. That's all it is. It's time. Just like the things in your future, you will either access in the future, either because you made time to prepare for it or you didn't. It's a bunch of y'all right now. The thing I dislike about my high earners is they bad with timing. Almost all of them. I can't go too deep into that because I gave that knowledge to Beat Life. But my high earners, they all got the same, well, not all of them. Most of them got the same problem. They got a timing problem. And you be like, but they show up and they do it. Yeah, but you got to remember, I'm a real coach. You don't just be here to make money. I work at the same time. Here's a nugget, and we'll go to the next one. Here's a nugget. While you see, I'm serving to you in time now, in the present time, what I already built in my past. I'm not building it right now. I'm serving it to you. It's already built. So in my timing of everything I do, I should not be teaching y'all this. I need to cut the live off. Let's split my time into two things. What you see is what I'm serving you. The other side of what you don't see is what I'm doing for the future. I will practice doing something that I do not have access to yet. I have speeches written for stages that I'm not on yet. I have products, courses built for play. I got game plans. So when time comes, I'm what? I'm the fastest. When the opportunity opens, I'm the most ready. Because I know listen, how did I learn this? I told y'all this. I've never been the favorite. I've never been the favorite. And I've never been the person that people was like, I'm gonna pick Matt first. No matter how good I was, to this day, no matter how good I am at what I do, I'm gonna have to bake my own pie. Cause the niggas, for some reason, they don't leave me no slice. No matter how much them folks say they like me, no matter how much them folks say, oh yeah, he cool. Listen, them niggas don't leave me no slice. Now, what you will find out is that the pie you eat, they have baked it. Why? I was here before we got here. The pie you bought, which you may not know, I own the pie store. Why? 5 years ago, I found this pie maker. Listen, and it's getting this gonna get a little deep. It's getting a little scary now. 5 years ago, I found a pie maker that wouldn't nobody help. I went down there and helped them. And they said, listen, what they was like, how can I repay you? You'll know when. Said, pick up the phone when I call you. Y'all be getting coaches and I be their coach. Listen, let me move on. That's how y'all be getting coaches. Y'all meet me and be like, I like them. Yeah, go ahead, go over there. Why? Baby, I'm your coach too. You just can't see it. Maybe you know that thing your coach told you to do. What happened? Yeah. Maybe I gave them that whole thing. I gave them that whole thing. Maybe everything ain't got to have your name on it. This ain't Henry Ford. This ain't Chevrolet. It ain't got to have your name on it. Listen, hold on. Let me hit y'all with this bar. It ain't got to have my name on it if I got paid for it. The live up. Y'all, how I know the difference in between who gets something, who don't. Your problem is it gotta have your name on it for you to feel like you did something. Baby, I got paid for it. It ain't gotta have my name on it if I got. This don't say Matt, it don't say CEO Coach Matt, it don't say Matt Naylor, it don't say Matthew Naylor. It says Beat Life. Why? I got paid for this. You trying to figure out how to pay for it. You trying to. We gotta go to the last one, y'all. Development. We in development week. This is life development. It's hard to get over. It's hot in here. Only if y'all knew. Y'all only if y'all knew what you paid for that. I got paid out of. It'll mess y'all up. It would mess some of y'all up because you think everybody got to tell you everything. That mess you up. You can see me right now. I'm most dangerous when you can't see me. You don't think I'm biggest when this camera on. I'm bigger when it's off. We didn't grow up in the same place. And that's some of y'all problem. The biggest you is the one we see on camera. That's the problem. That's the problem I'm fixing in my own community. You think the biggest you is the you think I'm biggest when I'm live. Let me ask y'all this. How many of y'all think my reach is 65 people? 70 if we include the live YouTube. Let me see. 80 if we include YouTube. Some of y'all watch me enough, you done figure that out. Hey, it's a lot of people know this too. Wait till you find out how many people was down bad. And I helped them. Everybody don't say my you listen. You gotta say my name. This ain't Destiny Child. You gotta say my name. Man, I appreciate you. What I owe you. Just pick up the phone when I call. Just pick up the phone when I call you. Said show beat like got more members. Listen. All right. So we did mindset, time. The third one is family. Third is family. Type family in the chat. Third is family. Third is family. I ain't got right for this one. But I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I mean this with all my heart. Your family, when it comes to your success, they got one or two options. Everybody got to be in on it or not at all. And I want y'all to put that in check. Y'all biggest problem, y'all keep them in the middle. Everybody got to be in on it or not at all. And listen, if I had to give a number two that goes with that before I even explain it, with your family, you have to be emotionally regulated. Somebody put that in the chat. You got to be emotionally regulated. Some of y'all, God can't give you what he want to give you is because your family control you more of your emotions than you. I'm talking about, and it's different versions of that. Some of y'all, I can't depend on you because of your mama. And you grown. But your mama still run you. Even if you like, now she can't tell me what to do. If I bring up your mama and you start getting hot and bothered, you're not emotionally regulated. If I bring up your mama and you start getting so overly sensitive because you want to make decisions for your mama that your mama didn't make decisions for herself, you're not emotionally regulated. If I bring up you and you think about that man that you chose and still choose to be with who don't support you. Also, if I bring up that man, and you spend more time on your business than you do with that man, but you don't communicate with him, You want to know why everybody ain't in on it? Why? You ain't no leader. That's your business. If you talking about you always busy, and you talking about you always busy, and you busy with them kids, well, who run the house? Them kids or you? Also, you work for the kids. Makes sense why you don't work for yourself. Everybody got to be all in on it or not at all. But you have to be emotionally regulated. And if I had to give a third point to that is, you have to communicate. Y'all biggest problem, y'all be like, our families don't support us in our business. Y'all, it's not your fault. So don't look at this as a bad thing, but I do got to give it to y'all straight. Most of y'all, you do not know how to properly represent yourself to your family. Said, what if the kids little, the mom guilt be real? It's just me. Yeah, okay. So just be a mom then. But you can't be one of us. Because my kids will tell you what I do. And they autistic. I got an art meeting today. If I asked your kids what you do, what would they say? What's up, Natty? If I asked your kids right now what you do, what would they say? Because some of y'all, you've never let your kids see you work, much less let them see you win. Most of y'all, your kids have only ever seen you struggle. So you be teaching that to them. Just like I told Beat Life not too long ago, some of y'all, you never let your kids see you thank God for a week. You've cried to God for a week. You've mourned with God for a week. You've begged God for a week. You've been broken with God for a week. God, me, nor your kids really see God as your God. He's not your Lord. Why? I ain't never seen you say, I'm thanking God. How long? For a week. The man did way more than that. Mine say wax people. Well, so if I asked your kids what you do, what would they say? So a lot of times we feel like we need to do it without them. I'm gonna say it like I said it again. They either are all in on it or not at all. So your kids should either say they don't know what you do at all, which is not a bad thing. That's just proof that you not gonna let the business get in the way of them, and you have not let them get in the way of the business. If they all on it, which is equivalent, they gonna say what you do, and they know when you do it. My kids call y'all the people. And then when we start having the conference, he called y'all bosses. And he says that I'm the boss of the bosses. That's what he tell other people. Malachi be making YouTubes and he be like, hey, everybody, put your climate in the chat. Put your climate in the chat. Either all in on it or not at all. Some of y'all ain't never been in my Zoom, so you don't know what that means. But they either all in on it or not at all. Malachi told me one time to go live to make more money for something he wanted for his birthday. I said, I said, he had for something. I said, I don't want to spend money on that. He said, go live. Malachi said, go live. Because he already knows. If we need to increase it and we need to do it now, go live. He know when I'm sitting right here, he know these lights on, these phones up. Hey, daddy working. I'm gonna go be quiet. That's why they rarely interrupt. It's people who have been coached by me for months. Am I telling the truth, y'all? Them kids rarely interrupt. Rarely interrupt. You don't know why? They know. They in on it. When we just did the last content day, we wanted to use an Airbnb because we needed more time. We didn't want to be moving around. So we did an Airbnb instead of an event venue. What y'all don't know or couldn't see was my kids was there. Now, was they perfectly quiet? No. But LaDonna can tell you, my kids was there. And they know y'all names. Especially the Malachi. Now, Benji not gonna talk to y'all at all. He don't really care. But Benji now, the Malachi, he know you and he might know what you do. Yep. Amanda said they was at studio. Everybody is in on it or not at all. Because you cannot let what you're doing for the betterment of you and them, they can't be what's stopping. So when y'all like, listen, y'all, it's called Beat Life for a reason. You can't let it stop you when you doing it, and the benefit you get from it is for you and for them. So what sense does it make if you letting them stop it? And you got to be the leader of that. So you got to choose. Some of y'all that date, I just put you in a predicament because you got to choose. Either they gonna be all in on it or not at all. Either you gonna have to take time away from them and do it, and when you're done, you got to go back over there and put your time back in with them. Or they can do it with you. Even if them doing it with you is, if your husband can't watch them kids while you go live, while you make content, they ain't all in on it. Especially if you have explained to them what it is that you do. My wife completely 110,000% knows exactly what I do. She in on the whole thing. Me traveling around the country this year, she in on the whole thing. Because get what? Before I make y'all any promises or guarantees on I'm going to pull up here, I'm going to pull up there, guess what? If it ain't a phone call, get what? What we got going on this day? We got anything we need to do in the weekends in May? Baby, everybody got to be in on it. Everybody got to be in on it. Some of y'all don't make no money in your business, so you putting too much time in and not enough money, you ain't paying no bill. That's why some of them folks don't support y'all. You don't know it's real because you've never manifested nothing. You have to manifest something from this to even give yourself a chance to be supported. Y'all be like, man, no, you need to believe in me before it happens. Yeah, y'all, it's a gift. It's a gift. Some people believe in you without seeing, because the person you with may not have that level of faith. Now, that don't mean you ain't got some people who got to go. But you're not going to know if you're not being a leader to your family. So you got to be the leader because this is your business. Especially my women in here, this is not your husband's business. So you can't look at him like, oh, you lead the house, you lead us in there. This is your business. It's your business. If this the only thing, baby, this the part you the leader of, not him. This the role where he got to play support. This the role where he got to be the cheerleader. This the role where he got to say, oh, you doing that? Yeah, I'm going to take the kids to the park so you can create your content. I go in the room with them, make sure they, you know what I'm saying? I do homework because what y'all don't see is there's things that I do because because my wife quit and she went back to school. So get what? Like Sunday, baby, let me tell y'all something. I did all the laundry. Not some, not a little bit. I did all of it. Hers too. Why? Because baby, she in school. She in school. She got things to build at school. And I gotta keep the money coming in. Listen, why she at school? Because let me tell you something. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. And for ain't no telling if she got to take the steering wheel. And at a point in time, she did. Because when I got fired twice and said, listen, I gotta go build this, I told y'all, listen, I was making money and going broke. Y'all just don't think that exists Because don't nobody ever tell you. They be out here lying to you. Then telling you coming, leaving for 6 months, door dashing and Grubhubbing and stuff, and then coming back, talking about some God told him to take a break. No, baby, you went broke. You went through a slump because you spent all that money. Because you ain't got no beat budget, you ain't got no credit, baby. You ain't in beat life. And the only way we know how to do it, baby, is we built it. Y'all understand me? Before y'all all change your name to digital such and such and bought all them whatchamacallits and start selling all them thingamajigs. Baby, we was going broke, getting money, going broke, getting money, going broke, getting money. And then one day we just listen. When we wasn't getting no money, we wasn't going broke no more. Why? Because we had to mess around and learn how to use our money. We learned how to move our money. And we stopped doing it by ourselves. We started doing it together. Hey man, how much we started savings challenges. Me and B went on a challenge with each other. Y'all couldn't see to save up the most amount of, man, you niggas, you excuse me. Yeah. He was going saving for, hey, how much your bank account is? 21. All right, mine at like 20,900. Hold on, let me transfer some money. All right, listen. We gonna live life, but can't neither one of us go below 21,000 in that account. I bet. How long we going for? As long as we can go, nigga. As long as we can go. It don't matter what you gotta buy. Y'all, I thought I was in a jam one day. I had to pay $800 for one of my boys' dentist. I said, oh, B. And it was the same day rent was due and everything. I said, God, oh. Man, I had to make $4,000 that day. I had to make $4,000 that day. I closed a $5,000 deal right before midnight. What you nigga talking about? You closed an exclusive right before midnight on them. I got man, I said, what y'all couldn't see, I was in bed with my wife next to me, leg on me right here, head on titty, going through our messaging it. And the notification popped up. I went to the group message. I went to the group message. Whoa, nigga. I was in the group message. Whoa, nigga. I had spent like $2,400 that day. I was like, dang, I'm down bad. I was like, I ain't gonna get this come. They ain't even finna say 20,000. I finna be like 18. Hey, we get 21. We get 21,000. I said, God, no, well, I'm about to be like 19. Hit 4 midnight. Anyway, y'all, I gotta go because y'all know what time it is. It's time to go get them kids. But listen, mindset. Listen, mindset. I ain't even got time to review it. It's on YouTube. Yeah, I ain't even do my plug, call to action, whatever. Y'all know what it is. If you want to be coached by